The aftermath of the conflict was not about destruction. It was about a new beginning for humanity and for the entire galactic community. 10 years after the Krelthar conflict, human colonies dotted previously unexplored star systems. What had begun as a defensive response had transformed into a calculated, strategic expansion of human civilization. Tyke Park, the once proud Krelthar captain, now worked as a low-level translation assistant in a multicultural space station. His fall from grace was complete, a constant reminder of the day his civilization had underestimated humans. The first human colonies were nothing like traditional planetary settlements. They were living, breathing, technological ecosystems. Adaptive. Habitats could transform based on environmental conditions. Entire cities could reconfigure themselves in hours, responding to challenges that would have destroyed traditional human settlements. Dr. C.O. Kim, now the lead researcher of interstellar colonization, viewed each new planet as a complex puzzle to be solved. Her teams didn't just land on planets, they integrated with them. Terraforming technologies developed during the conflict now allowed humans to transform harsh environments into livable spaces in record time. Communication networks expanded faster than any galactic civilization had thought possible. Quantum entanglement communication systems meant that human colonies could maintain real-time connections across impossible distances. Information traveled faster than light, creating a truly connected human civilization. Military technology continued to evolve, but it was no longer just about defense. Human military strategies focused on prevention, on understanding, on creating systems that could resolve conflicts before they began. The United Nations had transformed. No longer a Earth-based organization, it was now a truly interstellar governing body. Diplomatic missions became opportunities for cultural exchange, technological sharing, and mutual understanding. Young humans born in space stations and colony worlds saw themselves differently. They weren't just citizens of Earth. They were citizens of the galaxy. Education systems integrated comprehensive understanding of multiple alien cultures, technologies, and perspectives. David Huang, now a senior advisor to interstellar development, watched the transformation with quiet satisfaction. The conflict with the Krelthar had been more than a military victory. It had been a fundamental reshaping of human potential. Trade became the new battlefield. Human negotiators were known for their ability to create win-win scenarios that benefited multiple parties. Economic strategies were as adaptive as their military technologies had been. Alien civilizations that had once looked down on humans now sought their partnership. Human adaptive technologies were becoming the standard across multiple star systems. What had begun as a defensive response was now driving galactic technological development. Research facilities spread across multiple planets worked on challenges that would have seemed impossible a decade earlier. Diseases were being conquered, environmental challenges solved, new forms of energy developed. The transformation wasn't just technological, it was cultural. Humans had learned that true strength came from understanding, from adaptation, from seeing challenges as opportunities for growth. Space stations became melting pots of multiple alien cultures. Human ability to integrate, to understand, to communicate became legendary. Where other civilizations saw barriers, humans saw bridges. Military power was no longer about destruction. It was about creating stable, cooperative environments. Human peacekeeping forces were sought after across multiple star systems. Tyke Park would sometimes look out at the vast expanses of space, remembering the day his civilization had decided to challenge humans. He had learned the most important lesson: never underestimate a species capable of transforming challenge into opportunity. The human expansion wasn't a conquest. It was an invitation to explore, to understand, to grow together. From a single planet that had been viewed as primitive, humanity had become a civilization that was reshaping the very understanding of potential. They had started as a species fighting for survival. They had become something far more important, a civilization that understood that the greatest technology was the ability to adapt, to learn, to transform. Outside the command center, life continued. People went to work. Children played in parks. The world remained beautifully, wonderfully normal. Hannah Kim stood in the massive research facility, her eyes reflecting the blue-green holographic displays surrounding her. Captured alien technology lay dissected across multiple workstations, each component a puzzle waiting to be solved. "We're not just reverse engineering," she told her team of brilliant researchers. "We're reimagining their entire technological framework." The facility buzzed with an energy that was both scientific and revolutionary. Months after the initial alien encounter, humanity had transformed from a defensive species to a technological powerhouse. What the aliens didn't understand was human curiosity. Where other civilizations saw barriers, humans saw challenges. The first breakthrough came unexpectedly. A junior researcher named Min discovered that the alien communication systems used quantum entanglement principles far more advanced than human technology. But instead of being intimidated, the team saw an opportunity. Within weeks, they didn't just understand the alien technology, they began improving it. Global research centers worked in perfect synchronization. Universities that once competed now shared information instantly. Military labs collaborated with civilian scientific institutions. The entire human race became one massive, interconnected research network. Alien technology that took their civilization centuries to develop, humans were reimagining in months. Quantum communication systems were the first major breakthrough. Where alien networks required massive energy outputs, human engineers created more efficient, compact versions. They didn't just copy, they innovated. The captured alien scout ships became living laboratories. Every circuit, every technological component was studied, understood, and then transformed. Propulsion systems that once seemed impossibly complex became starting points for human innovation. Energy generation technologies were completely reimagined. Material science took quantum leaps forward. Hannah watched as her team decoded an alien navigation system. What should have taken years was happening in weeks. The human brain, with its capacity for creative problem-solving, was proving to be the most advanced computer in the universe. Global communication networks lit up with scientific discoveries. A breakthrough in one research center was instantly shared worldwide. Collaborative platforms allowed scientists from different continents to work together in real time. The aliens had believed humans were primitive. They were about to learn how wrong they were. Advanced computational systems emerged. Artificial intelligence algorithms that could adapt and learn at speeds the aliens had never imagined. Quantum computing platforms that made alien technology look like ancient calculators. Military technology transformed alongside civilian innovations. Defense systems became more intelligent, adaptive, almost alive. One captured alien communication log was particularly revealing. "The humans are developing faster than our historical prediction models," the alien researcher noted. "They're not following any known technological progression." Hannah smiled. Humans had never been good at following rules. The technological revolution wasn't just about creating new machines, it was about reimagining what was possible. Where alien civilizations saw fixed technological paths, humans saw infinite possibilities. Energy production methods were revolutionized. Transportation technologies were completely redesigned. Medical research took unprecedented jumps forward. Simple alien communication chip became the foundation for a new generation of medical diagnostic tools. A propulsion system component inspired revolutionary transportation designs. The world was changing faster than anyone could have predicted. Global investments shifted. Technology became the new currency. Countries that once competed now collaborated. The entire human species moved with a unified purpose. "We're not just catching up," Hannah told her team. "We're creating something entirely new." As months passed, the captured alien technology became less about copying and more about inspiration. Humans weren't just learning from alien designs, they were transcending them. The technological revolution had begun, and the universe would never be the same. Outside the research facility, the world continued to spin. Most people went about their daily lives unaware of the massive technological transformation happening behind closed doors. But something had changed. Humanity had discovered its true potential. Commander Rolk stared at the communication logs, his alien mind struggling to comprehend what was happening. Humans weren't just fighting a physical battle, they were waging a war of psychological complexity that defied all known galactic strategies. The diplomatic channels had become a battlefield, of a different kind. Human negotiators didn't just speak, they communicated in layers of meaning, using psychological techniques that completely bewildered the alien confederation. Where other species relied on direct communication, humans used subtlety, humor, and unexpected emotional intelligence. During one crucial diplomatic transmission, a human representative named J. Park demonstrated something unprecedented. Instead of confrontation, he presented a complex understanding of the alien culture that shocked the entire Galactic Confederation. "We're not just listening," Park explained. "We're understanding." The aliens had conquered hundreds of civilizations. They had technological superiority, massive fleets, advanced weaponry, but they had never encountered a species that could deconstruct their psychological framework so precisely. Human intelligence agencies worked in ways the aliens couldn't comprehend. They didn't just gather information, they created entire narratives. Complex psychological profiles emerged that predicted alien responses with terrifying accuracy. One alien communication log captured their growing frustration. "These humans, they know us better than we know ourselves." Diplomatic meetings became intricate psychological chess matches. Human representatives understood cultural nuances, emotional triggers, and communication subtleties that left alien diplomats completely confused. Where most species saw conflict, humans saw opportunity for understanding. They didn't just resist, they adapted. They transformed potential confrontation into collaborative potential. The psychological warfare wasn't about destruction, it was about complete comprehension. Alien intercepted communications revealed their growing concern. Humans were developing psychological manipulation techniques that went beyond traditional warfare. They could predict, influence, and redirect entire societal behaviors without firing a single weapon. Global human networks worked as a single intelligent organism. Information spread faster than any alien communication system could track. Cultural adaptability became their most powerful weapon. Young human researchers studied alien languages, cultural systems, and communication patterns with an intensity that shocked the Confederation. They weren't just learning, they were understanding the fundamental psychology of an entire alien civilization. Military strategists developed communication techniques that could destabilize entire alien administrative systems. Not through violence, but through precise psychological intervention. The aliens realized something terrifying. Humans could potentially control entire civilizations without using traditional military force. Diplomatic envoys became more than representatives. They were psychological architects, capable of understanding and manipulating complex social structures with unprecedented precision. One captured alien report noted, "Humans don't just communicate. They reconstruct entire psychological landscapes." Traditional galactic power structures began to crumble. The humans weren't just challenging military might. They were redefining how intelligent species could interact. Cultural exchange programs became more dangerous than any weapon. Human artists, philosophers, and communicators could potentially reshape entire alien societal structures through understanding, not conflict. Commander Rolk understood the fundamental shift. This wasn't about technological superiority anymore. This was about a species that could understand, adapt, and transform at a psychological level never before witnessed in galactic history. The human ability to empathize, to understand, to reimagine complex social structures was their most powerful weapon. As diplomatic discussions continued, the alien confederation realized something profound. They were no longer dealing with a primitive species. They were facing a civilization that could potentially redesign the entire galactic understanding of communication, conflict, and cooperation. The Psychological warfare had begun, and humanity was just getting started. Outside the complex diplomatic chambers, the universe continued to spin. Most people remained unaware of the massive psychological transformation happening behind the scenes. But something had fundamentally changed. Humanity had discovered its true potential. The final confrontation wasn't a battle. It was a moment of understanding that would reshape galactic history forever. J. Park stood before the Galactic Confederation Council, surrounded by representatives from hundreds of alien civilizations. The massive holographic chamber seemed to hold its breath, waiting. "We are not here to conquer," he began. "We are here to collaborate." Decades of preparation had led to this moment. Humanity had transformed from a seemingly insignificant species to the most unpredictable force in the known universe. The alien delegates remembered their first encounters, the mockery, the dismissal of humans as hairless apes. Those memories now felt like a distant, embarrassing dream. Human diplomacy worked differently. Where other species saw boundaries, humans saw opportunities. Where traditional galactic politics demanded rigid structures, humans introduced flexibility, innovation, and unprecedented cooperation. Technological advancements that humans developed weren't kept secret. They were shared, openly, completely. This shocked the entire galactic community. Research centers across multiple planetary systems began collaborating. Human scientists worked alongside alien researchers with a level of openness never before witnessed. Knowledge became a shared resource, not a weapon. The transformation wasn't just technological, it was philosophical. Alien civilizations that had been isolated for millennia suddenly found themselves connected through human-developed communication networks. Cultural exchanges happened at speeds no one thought possible. Understanding replaced conflict. Military strategists from different species began joint training programs. Human approach to conflict resolution became a galactic standard. They didn't seek to destroy, they sought to understand. One alien commander noted in his private logs, "Humans didn't conquer the galaxy, they connected it." The economic systems transformed. Traditional galactic trade routes were redesigned. Humanity introduced collaborative economic models that benefited multiple species simultaneously. Profit became secondary to collective progress. Medical. Research centers shared breakthrough technologies. Species that once fought now collaborated on solving complex biological challenges. Human adaptability became the key to solving seemingly impossible problems. Environmental restoration programs emerged. Planets that were once considered lost received new hope through human innovative technologies. Species that had damaged their homeworlds found redemption through collaborative efforts. The phrase "never underestimate humans" became a universal warning taught to young civilizations across the galaxy. Diplomatic training centers used human communication techniques as primary curriculum. Their ability to understand, adapt, and connect became legendary. J. Park's final statement echoed across galactic communication channels. "We are not conquerors. We are partners. We are not superior. We are different." The transformation wasn't about human dominance. It was about human potential. Alien civilizations that once saw humans as a threat now saw them as essential partners. The human capacity for innovation, empathy, and unexpected solutions became their greatest strength. Research showed that human brain structures allowed for levels of creative problem-solving that were unique in the known universe. Where other species saw limitations, humans saw possibilities. Young alien students studied human history, philosophy, and communication techniques. Their approach to understanding became a subject of fascination across multiple planetary systems. The galactic map was redrawn, not through military conquest, but through collaborative understanding. Humanity had done something unprecedented. They had transformed the entire galactic power structure without firing a single weapon. Commander Rolk, who once mocked humans as hairless apes, now sat as a respected diplomatic advisor in human-developed collaboration centers. The universe had changed. and humanity had changed it. As the massive holographic chamber began to dissolve, something became clear. This wasn't an ending. This was a beginning. The humans had arrived, and the galaxy would never be the same again. Outside the diplomatic chambers, stars continued to shine. Countless civilizations went about their daily lives, unaware of the massive transformation that had just occurred.